Yeah, welcome to another episode of ArtCo Drones and Entertainment. We got a great show for you tonight. We're going to be, we may do some simulcasts from Florida at the South Florida Drone Meetup. And also, we're going to talk about tariffs and what that means to purchasing drones from China. So we'll be talking about that. So let's get the show on the road. Let's welcome all the way from the land down under. He's pernicious and he's mendacious. Let's welcome Dominic. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, good. The internet has been an absolute shocker this morning.
Oh,
You sent me a message saying, "Oh yeah, no worries, no problems." A minute later, I get a message from the telco provider saying that there's going to be issues.
Uh-oh.
So, did you lose me again, or? There he is.
Yeah, alrighty, let's welcome our good buddy all the way from Missouri. It is Mudball Don, and he's
Hi guys.
all right. So he's got it all set up with what's
Sure.
going on at Sticks. That's awesome.
That's pretty clever, isn't it?
Yes. All right, let's welcome all the way from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and not Florida. Let's welcome Mr. Happy Londonard.
There has been Paul's boy sitting at the bar.
What's up?
What's
Is that
up?
Ken?
Yeah, Ken, dissing you out, probably.
Yeah,
See, I'm thinking this is a nice little test. Maybe I should live stream tomorrow with this setup where I can just, anytime somebody goes live from down there, I can just steal their content and trash talk them while they're...
Yeah, there you go. There you go. And there's Sean.
I'm not there. I'll call it the Sour Grapes
Yeah.
stream.
I just texted him.
I'm going to send the audio.
Bob Casey. I can't recognize him without his beard.
I know you said that, and I went, "Oh, it is."
Yeah.
Really?
It is.
Yep.
Yeah. So, anywho, how's everybody doing?
It's
we're
going to be a
doing
quiet night.
good.
It's going to be quiet, isn't it? Especially
Yeah.
with Bill going on and sucking all the bandwidth.
Yeah.
Oh, Bill's on.
Yeah,
That's the stream.
I'm.
That's what the video
stealing.
is over here
Yeah.
on mine. Is
We're stealing
I'm
his
stealing
bandwidth.
Bill's content like Art normally does.
Yeah.
That's so funny. So Bill is on. I didn't know Bill was on.
That's his stream right
There's
there.
Mark.
Oh, I get it now. Okay.
Yeah, I run through OBS and I've got his stream right next to me.
Yeah, I'm surprised Ken's there. He was pretty sure he wasn't gonna go.
Oh.
Why didn't you go? I thought you were gonna go down and ride up in the
It's very
Tesla.
simple. Billy called me yesterday and said he didn't want to go.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. Well, when you pick up your Facebook every day and you read in there people that are standing right there constantly saying that you're a Nazi and you're a fascist and you support Nazis and fascists because you drive a Tesla, it makes you not want to go to where those people are.
oh, really?
It's weird.
People
It's weird how
in
that
our
works.
group, and people in our
Yes.
group are acting like that.
And,
Oh,
and
you
the-
gotta
on, their,
be
on their
shitting me.
Facebook pages, we didn't call
that's-
anyone specifically, but I'm just saying that it's almost daily. I mean, it's almost daily, man. I've offended about 50% of the drone community, 50-60%, because it's like a daily thing,
sucks,
and it's
man.
okay for them to think that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But nobody wants to see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, why post that on Facebook? I mean, I
Well,
think
you
that
can't in your personal Facebook pages. You can post whatever you want.
yeah,
I'm a firm believer in that. Okay,
yeah,
a 100% free speech advocate here.
right,
Okay, you can post anything you want to, but unfortunately, because a lot of people in the drone community, they hit you up to be friends on your personal Facebook pages. You end up getting their, you're getting their feeds from their
Yeah.
personal Facebook pages,
Gotcha.
and then it's
I
all
don't
day
use
long.
Facebook, so
Yeah, well, I'm
I
just
get
about
messages.
over.
I use Messenger, but
I
Yeah.
use Messenger, and that's about it. But unfortunately, I had a lot of people linked, and so did Billy, because people will send a million people send him Bill friend requests, right? So he accepts them because he's a nice kid,
Yeah.
and then he's all day long getting these, ha ha ha, look what happened to this Tesla that got burned, and ha ha ha, stuff like that. And so, you know what I mean? And it's
Wow.
the same people that are saying they're going to this dealio. So it's like, I don't want to be places where people, intimate that I'm a this, that, and the other just because I drive a Tesla.
no, I mean,
you know what I mean?
Lon, I would never call you a Nazi because you were riding a Tesla. I would call you a Nazi because your normal behavior,
Yeah.
Well, potentially, sure.
but not
If
because
you-
of the car.
Right. No,
Right.
I don't get that. To each their own. I've never got it. I don't care what side of this you're on. The people that
car
would,
is a car.
yeah, or people that protested Bud Light or whatever.
Yeah.
If you don't want to buy Bud Light, be my guest.
Yeah.
But marching in front of the Bud Light distributor with picket signs and whatnot, I don't get that.
That's a bit too much energy.
Yeah, I got to go to work.
That's carrying a
every day,
little
so
bit too
no time
much.
for that shit. Yeah,
I stopped drinking Bud Light during the whole fiasco, but it wasn't because of that. It was because the lodge started carrying Yingling. It's a better beer.
Yeah.
Still made by Anheuser-Busch, if I'm not mistaken.
Nope.
Oh, it's not. What's the one that's made by Madero or Medeno or it became the #1 beer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because everybody quit drinking
is the
Bud Light,
oldest
and it's like
brewery. Yeah, Yingling is the oldest brewery in the United States.
Mhm.
Oh,
And
there's Bob Dempsey.
Ken. Jackass. I'm gonna give him so much shit because he was like adamant he wasn't going. Oh, no, I'm not going. Fuck that. All right.
Hey,
I want to punch some of these guys in the face and whatnot, he said.
There's Lloyd. Yeah.
And then he shows up there. It's funny. Because I better not go. I don't have my security with me. Me. I wonder if Sean Oz showed up because Sean Oz
Yeah, he was right there next to Bob Casey.
Oh, that was Sean Ide, wasn't it?
Sean
Oz. Yeah, from Colorado. You're neck of the woods, doofus.
Yeah. My Sean's messed up. Yeah, Ides and
yeah.
Oz.
I don't know.
Ides and Oz.
Maybe he's showing up tomorrow or later. It's kind of late though. It's like 7:00. I mean, there's still such an opportunity, obviously.
Yeah.
Right?
So, Art, do you have anything to talk about on your stream other than what's going on? And
we'll talk about
a good sidekick, Adonis.
we're going to talk about the tariffs.
I'm a great co-host.
How they're going to affect drones coming from China.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. I think it'll raise the price some, but I think with China they don't want to alienate because we're the biggest buyer.
Nope. Europe.
Oh,
European Union is the largest purchaser of DJI drones.
Oh.
Period.
Interesting.
But of Chinese products.
Oh, Chinese product. I thought you were talking about drones now.
He was talking tangentially about drones, about the tariffs on China, how they affected drones. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was segmenting drones. As far as drones, DJI drones at that. China is Europe is absolutely the largest purchaser of DJI drones.
Okay.
Period. It's not even close, actually.
Okay,
And,
cool.
So the tariff makes these toys that we fly, a little more expensive. You know, if I was in the market for a drone, I wouldn't let that little tariff. I mean, it's a good chunk, but I would just factor that into the price. I'd be like, okay, is it worth that? Maybe.
Right.
But I knew that we were running into issues with China. I knew we were going to have some sort of economic conflict with them. That's why I went ahead and pulled the trigger on my Air 3S. At the end of the year, it's like, you know what? Now it's time I better pull the trigger if I want to get something with relatively little hassle.
Oh, well, that's so much for that plan.
If you look at the markup from the tariffs, I mean, that was.
I mean, as far as the customs and stuff, mine was 3 weeks. By the way, I looked it up. It took me 3 weeks to get my drone.
Yeah, I had a bit of hassle, but it wasn't that bad. I mean, I wasn't.
You say that now.
I wasn't hurting for the drone. I didn't have a job waiting for it. So
no, I know, but you sound like a pregnant woman after the baby's born. It wasn't that bad.
It was kind of irritating.
Yeah, well,
I was like, get this baby out of me. Get this baby out of me. Oh, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, you're a demon. You're never touching me again.
Which I may. They're getting rid of a lot of the production equipment, a lot of the stuff at the job that I used to work in. I might be able to pick up a Phantom 4. I don't know if I'm going to or not.
It's a nice drone.
Rather than see it get donated somewhere to somebody, it's like, that's my drone, man. Am I going to fly it? Probably not, but I put a lot of time on that drone.
There you go.
Love lady.
You can put it up on your trophy case.
But the Air 3S outflies it, hands down.
Yeah.
Has, it doesn't have a mechanical shutter.
Super variable. Yep, super variable, yeah.
Yeah. But other than the mechanical shutter, it actually
variable aperture. Phantom 4 had variable aperture, right? I assume so. Mavic 2 had variable aperture.
Did it?
I'm not 100%. I mean, we can look it up real quick. I know it had mechanical shutter, but I'm almost certain it had variable aperture as well. But I'm not 100%. I fully acknowledge.
I'm trying to remember.
I never owned a Phantom 4.
It's been 2 years. Well, 2 years since I flew it. So.
Oh, there's Big Bill.
Yep.
Yeah. I say you go live again tomorrow, Art, just for shits and giggles. At 8 o'clock, just to be a dick.
There you go.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I got this OBS set up. That was pretty quick. All right.
Is that it, or did he go off?
That was it. He went adios.
You don't have audio, so did he drop off?
Looks like it.
Oh.
Yep.
Huh.
Okay.
He's gone.
That's weird. That was sudden.
Huh. There we go. I might.
Daniel.
I could
Short.
have my
15 minutes.
sour grapes
Yeah, it's about 15
live stream
minutes.
tomorrow all day long.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, it was interesting. He called me and I'm like, Billy, you son of a bitch. If you weren't my little brother, I swear to God, I'd strangle you. Because I talked to him last night.
What?
Last night. And he goes, oh, yeah, we're going to go. I'm gun-ho. Let's do it. Oh, no, wait a minute.
Did you arrange for work and everything? Did you rearrange work schedule too? Or
I had time off and everything.
Oh, shit.
I had time off, plane tickets. I had my hotel room. I had the hotel room reserved and everything. Are you kidding me?
Oh, crap. You had plane tickets too. Were you able to get those reimbursed? Or?
Well, the good news is I'm what do you want to call it? Elite member or whatever.
Right.
So I had to call the concierge and get it swapped around, which, and I just swapped around. We're probably going to go to Lauderdale in May. That's what we decided. He was going to have me come to Philadelphia this weekend, but I was like, nah, I'm also just go to work. I got stuff to do anyway. I was leaving a lot of stuff that I wanted to finish, but I planned this 6 months ago, so it is what it is. You know what I mean? So it all kind of works out. I got paid double time today, for example, because I had today off and then I went in and worked 8 hours. You know what I mean?
Paul
So I got
Murray
double
saying
my
hi.
time today.
Hi, Paul.
Paul Murray, and we got
And Michael.
Cool Cat, Michael.
Hi, Michael. Well, Akira show.
Yeah,
Never heard of that guy.
Oh,
And we got Jeremy, some drone guy. And we got,
Yeah.
got Ed, 204 WPG drone.
Yeah, Jeremy
Live.
says they're pulling up in 30 minutes in a Tesla. So
yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. He just got that thing too. 120K. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And he's scared that somebody's gonna do something to it or whatever. And he's just
I get that.
Yeah. When you're endorsing that kind of stuff openly.
But if you put it in Sentry mode where it's always recording, you have video that you're going to be able to put on YouTube, get 1 million views, and get the detailing job back.
I guess he does have a Tesla channel. I should have told him that. I should have said that to him.
You know
what, Billy?
He's it. You just put it up.
Yeah, I was just like, yeah, there you go, Billy. And plus, you get to shame him on the whole drone community.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't think any of the guys would key a Tesla in the drone community. You'd think they'd be smart enough to know that they have cameras.
Yeah, well, you would think that, but you think everyone would be smart enough to know that. Let's put it this way. Let's say the first
no. I assume people are stupid. I assume
people are stupid, but they watch YouTube and shit, or Facebook, or the news. After the first 5 or 10 of these people show video of it, you would think that the rest of them would go, "Oh shit!"
I better, But their emotions get the better of them.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, Bill wants to come on.
Bill wants a link. He wants to come on.
Link. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Bill wants a link.
You know what this reminds me of? Because you know me, I'm a major middle grounder, right?
Are you?
Horrible. I'm a libertarian. So, and this reminds me of when I was a kid and people.
You're not a true libertarian. You're not libertarian. You're not the right kind of libertarian.
I'm libertarian as fuck, dude. Trust me.
No, you're not.
Me. Oh,
no, you're not.
Why?
Because I'm libertarian and you're not the same flavor as me. If you're libertarian, you understand the joke. Libertarians always tell each other that you're not the right. You're not this way.
You're not good. And I know I get that.
The Libertarian Party is so fragmented because it's just like you're not exactly the right type of libertarian.
No, because you don't believe that everyone should be able to buy heroin at Walgreens. You're not a true libertarian. Yeah.
So it was a joke, Lon, because I would call myself libertarian and.
Right. So no, this reminds me of when I was a kid and they were bombing Planned Parenthood.
Hey, look, Sasquatch joined us.
Yeah, I know.
Sasquatch is on the road.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
How are you? So Olive is driving.
Hello.
You out for a drive with your daughter? That's pretty nice.
No, fuck you. We went to the wrong sticks. We went to Vero Beach sticks.
Oh.
So now we're on another hour drive back to Stewart. We stayed in Airbnb, not in the hotel Hampton Inn or whatever. We don't do it. I don't like hotels.
Airbnb is the way to go. Oh my god.
Yeah. So, well, we're there for a couple weeks. We're not just here for the event.
Yeah.
We're here for some other things.
So who's driving? Is that your carer?
That's my wife, asshole.
Oh.
Assholes, that's my wife.
She's too pretty to be your wife. She has to be a nurse or something.
Yeah.
Mudball, fuck off.
$100 a day? What is that, like $100 a day?
220
a day? 220?
220.
$500 a day?
And more expensive than that.
Lon, I was actually disappointed. Lon, I was disappointed to see you not here. I really was looking forward to meeting you.
No, my little brother comes ahead of everybody else, quite frankly.
No, it's fine.
Billy didn't want to go. Billy didn't want to go. He didn't want to deal.
That's not gonna work. No yours, Lloyd.
Yeah. Owen.
He did first, about the first, second year.
Oh, okay. Bill's up with the people talking in the background. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I hear Lloyd in the background.
For his birthday,
Yeah.
for my birthday, guys from around the world in here, a bunch of guys. That's before I knew some of these guys. You know, I had because this is early days. You know,
Yeah.
and he
We
goes.
don't even know what they're talking about, so you might want to mute them.
Yeah.
Unless Bill wants to actually talk or Lloyd wants to talk to us.
Then he has the nerve to send that damn Midland wig to me. And I was going to bring it and give it back to him. I forgot to put the damn thing.
Is that Bill's turkey neck?
That
He's
is,
got a
that is
turkey
Bill's
neck.
turkey neck.
It's
I thought it
can't
looked
talk.
kind of like, you know, when you pull your penis up and let the balls hang. I thought it looked more like that.
Yeah, Art.
Yeah.
Yeah, Art. Mute
Can you hear us?
them, Art.
Okay.
Mute them because. Wait a minute.
I'm actually on the stream.
Oh yeah, he's live. Mute him and then we'll let him know he's live. He doesn't know he's live.
I'll
Somebody
shoot him a
message
message.
him on. Yeah, that he's live.
So the guy top center, he's from Australia.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Bob, you're in New York, right? You're East Coast.
Who, me? I'm in
Yeah,
Michigan.
you're East Coast area.
I'm in
Shit.
Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were New York area for some reason.
No, Billy's in Philly. Billy from
That's
Philly.
what it was. Maybe I got confused. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you guys saw my post. I met a guy that runs a 200-acre property out here that wants drone footage. He's willing to pay $15,000-$20,000.
Yeah. Ooh, wow.
Well, get over there.
What
don't
kind of
have
drone
one.
footage is he after?
He wants ortho and he wants just inside flying, outside flying, everything. But he wants the ortho is the biggest thing.
Okay.
I didn't bring my Matrice. So I sent
You're
it to
going to see
Ken.
Ken Dono in about 5 minutes.
I know that's what
You can do
I
it.
sent him a message. I haven't heard back, and I'm trying to help him, but maybe he didn't want it. Maybe he does.
No, well, it's random. You know what I mean? Ken's not going to answer just random. Hey,
Well,
I got this job for
no,
you.
we're not. I'm
Messages
not.
from people.
No. I'm not random with him. We've argued much, so
Oh, okay.
we
Well, that might be it
know
too.
each other. Yeah, I agree. It might be.
Yeah.
Well, as you guys know, I'm not well liked in this community, and that's fine. I accept
We're
that.
not well liked on this stream, but go ahead.
Fuck!
I'm not exactly well liked, bud. I'm not exactly well liked.
What
either.
the fuck, Don? What the hell was that?
I am a mean bastard. Is what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
he uses everybody else for being mean. By the way,
I kissed
Don's
and
one
made
of
up
those
with the
guys.
Brad. I kissed and made up with Brad. I kissed and made up with Bob Dempsey. I have to kiss and make up with Dowling here in a minute. I'm not
Where'd you
looking
kiss
forward to
him?
that. On the butthole.
Not me, buddy.
I'm
I just
kidding.
make it up with
But,
anybody who disses me like that.
Is what it is, man. And the thing that you got to remember, and you guys probably all live the same mantra that I do, is that if you're not paying me, fuck you. No offense. If you're not in my paycheck, and I don't have, whatever. I don't have to be your best friend.
Mhm.
And they're all
It
listening.
got quiet. I know it got quiet there.
Because they're all
No, if you
listening.
don't make dollars, it don't make
They're all
sense.
There was no argument.
Hold on,
I
Mom.
got
You're
nothing to
very
argue about.
opinionated.
Yeah,
I
there was no
care.
argument there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, anyways,
Up to no shot.
So
I'm sad to
so is
see
your
some of you.
Airbnb
I'm sad
nice?
to see some of you guys. Oh, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's I got my whole drone room, everything. Instead of normally when we do Airbnb, my drones are all over the fucking kitchen, whatever.
Yeah.
But here, there's actually a room that was supposed to be a makeup room for her, my daughter, and
She
now
don't
it's my
need no
drone
makeup
room.
anyway.
No, pan the camera back over.
And leave it there.
Yeah.
What?
Come on, dude. That was a good one. I got to give myself
That was good.
Oh, man.
That was good. That was good.
Oh, I'm going to hurt myself. Oh, I'm going to get tendonitis or something.
But yeah, I was sad to hear just now because I didn't know until 5 minutes ago that you weren't here, Lon.
Oh, that's all right. I'm not that great, to be honest with you. I'm hilarious,
but you're one on the list to meet that I enjoy listening to you being the asshole you are, because that's what I am too. So that's why, love or hate, I do follow everything. Apparently Don's the asshole now. I didn't know Don was an asshole.
Yeah, he just pretends to be nice. I'm there. You go.
Here,
All right.
I'll put it back.
See,
Which one is that? Which one's Don?
All of them. Don's in the middle. Where are you at?
Oh,
Don's
okay.
at the top.
I want to
Dom,
see which
Don,
one was the
Lon,
biggest
and Art.
asshole. I want to see which one was the biggest asshole.
She knows Art. Art added her as a friend on Facebook. Fucking weirdo. So yeah, I see his comments on her post. I'm like, motherfucker.
Yeah. So anyway, how about them
Sorry.
drones?
Yeah.
How about them drones? How about them drones? No, he's talking about the tariffs.
I met up with John, CT Pirate, this morning. We had a good drinking breakfast. He's a cool dude. If you guys never met him, he's really cool. A really, really laid back guy.
He's from Connecticut, so that's why.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I don't know. I'm from St. Louis originally, so I don't know if that matters anything. But I'm still the asshole every which way.
Well, when you're related with everyone you meet, you got to be nice. When you're from Connecticut, you're basically related to everybody you meet.
You're wrong, man.
Not as bad as Rhode Island, though. You're only one or two steps away related. You're like all cousins.
Yeah.
You're Rhode Island.
We drove one fucking hour out of the way to a different Sticks owned by the same motherfucker.
Yeah.
And now we have another 30 minutes. It sucks.
You'll be all right.
You never caught on that when we were talking about Stewart, Florida. Never got the
Verano Beach, Stewart.
I see where Sticks is located.
Well,
Verano Beach,
Jensen Beach.
In my defense, Ray never posted an official address. He just said Sticks. Maybe he said Stewart. I don't know.
Well, we've been talking about it on my show for the last, I don't know,
3 years.
Who watches your shit?
No, I say nobody listens. Nobody listens to you, Art.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
The 14 people that watch this shit.
I got on the Googles and put Sticks, and here we ended up. Sticks Vero Beach.
Yeah. It was 50-50. You're probably closer to the other one, weren't you? By a mile or whatever.
So no, we're further. We're an hour away.
How'd you pick the one that was further away? Because normally Google will hook you up to the closest one. You know what I mean?
You would think. I agree. You would think, but I have no idea why it put us there.
Oh, that's weird. I hate to use the a word, but I assumed that you must have been just slightly closer to the other one.
I might have been drunk too.
Okay.
They gave you the choices, and you chose to pick that one. So.
Maybe. We're on vacation.
No comment.
That's fair.
No comment.
No comment.
When you're on vacation, you don't make mistakes. You have adventures.
Don, quit taking screenshots of the video.
Yeah, he's all taking screenshots.
I mean, I'm holding on.
That comes later anyway.
I'm recording the whole damn thing.
He posts this immediately. Yeah.
Look at that. I got the South Florida Drone Meetup shirt on.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Where did you get that?
I don't know. Some asshole was fucking making some.
How much did you pay for that gem?
So that's what's fucked up, Lon, is I have ones reserved for you.
Oh, thanks. I would never wear them though, so don't waste them.
I don't care. I don't give a fuck whether you would. I was gonna give you one either way.
Yeah, okay. Y'all do whatever you want to with the merch. I keep telling these guys, half the shit don't even make it to my house. I'm telling you, I don't wear it. I don't wear it.
I didn't make a penny, just so you guys know. That wasn't the whole goal. My whole goal was just helping Ray. I didn't make a dime on any of it.
Well, that's fair enough, and good for you. I mean, I wouldn't do it, but good for you.
He was struggling, because he was managing it all last year, I guess, or the years before. So he was dealing with all the orders and everything else. I said, man, I got this for you. And it worked. It helped him.
Cool.
Good.
Cool.
Good.
Tell you what, driving in Florida fucking sucks. I'm not even driving.
You're not even driving. Yeah. Florida can be a challenge, though. I agree.
Yeah.
Florida can be a challenge. But then again, most states are a challenge, quite frankly.
Yeah.
In America, we have the worst system ever for people to learn how to drive. When I lived in Europe, it's amazing what they go through to get a driver's license versus what we don't go through, especially in the past. Now it's a little more even. It's a little harder to get your license now if you're 18 years old or whatever. I was a 16-year-old kid, took a 1-week course, drove around a parking lot for a week and maybe once around town and handed me my shiny new license. You know what I mean? I was out the door driving. Thank you very much.
We didn't expect
I wonder why
to
we
see
have bad drivers.
Maybe
we didn't
things are
expect to
different
see
here in
the side.
Missouri. But I was driving when I was like 15, back roads and stuff like that. That's how we learned to drive.
Yeah. Well, no.
We didn't expect to see the big ass iguanas here.
Yeah.
We saw 4-foot long fucking alligators, iguanas. I did not expect that up here. I knew down south, southern Florida they have more, but I didn't expect to see that shit here.
Yep.
No, everybody's different, Don. I was on my own by the time I was 15, 16, so I basically just signed up and went in, got my license, scraped up the $16, I think it was, or whatever it was, for the fee. It might have been less. It might have been and I had a license. Bam.
Well, I joined the Marine Corps at 16. So I did the delayed entry program for 2 years, and then went in 18, went full, full Marine.
Yeah, I did
full
delayed.
I went full retard.
Yeah. No, me too. I went delayed entry too, and then danced in there, like 3 days after my 18th birthday. I had already been through everything. So, Army, Airborne.
Oh yeah, cool. Oh, nice. That explains why your knees are. That explains why your knees are fucked up.
Yep. That and a roadside that broke my leg in 11 places. I got my leg broken in 11 places. Yeah, it's a combination. But no, jumping off towers, even in basic, is jack up your knees.
Yep.
But how about them drones? No,
sorry.
He's talking about tariffs. What was up with? So, Art, do you think the tariffs are going to raise prices on drones? I would imagine, right?
I think marginally, because I think China wants to keep. They want to keep selling drones here, because they know if they jack up the price too high, people are going to stay away from buying.
20%, right? That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, 24%, somewhere around there. And people are making a big to-do about that. And I'm going, I think at most it'll possibly go up 50, maybe $100.
It's just like gas prices, though. We're going to fucking pay it because we want to drive. We want gas. We want drones. Yeah. We're going to pay it. I hate to say it.
And for most people, drones are toys. They're just a luxury item. We'll just factor in that extra money into our toy.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know how many people I've met here, being at bars and stuff, talking to them about drones. They're like, there's a meetup for drones. I'm like, yeah. They're like, for toys? I'm like, wait, what? No.
Some people, they're tools.
Yeah.
And those people are going to just factor that into the ROI anyway.
Yeah.
The ROI anyway. You know what I mean? It's going to, if it's a business expense, if it's $1,000 or $5,000 or $10,000, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I just went and bought a new work truck, $80,000. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
That's one of the things I was explaining to Ray the first morning we were here, whenever we met up and did a sunrise flight. I said, Ray, I have about 20 hobbies. Drones is one of them. The other 19, I don't show you those. You know what I mean? So we all have our own different
legal.
lives. Shut up. She's legal. No, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, though. Like, we all have different lives than just the drone stuff that we don't share with each other, right? I'm not going to share with Lon my Jeep stuff. Lon could care less about my Jeep stuff.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying, though.
You're right.
Some of these guys only see one side of this. Especially the Rays and Johnnies and all. That's all they do is drones.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Not
is
really, though. I don't think. I think Johnny has other stuff.
Johnny different. You're right.
And Ray does too. Ray fishes.
They all do different things. They 3D print.
Everybody does different shit.
I didn't. Did you know Ray had a TV show? Ray had his own TV show for, 10 years or so.
Well, fishing, right?
Fishing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think
not YouTube. A TV show, not YouTube.
Yeah, I think it was mentioned before on one of his streams.
Yeah. I'm like, well, I hope you had a better camera than you do now.
Oh. Sick burn.
But it was cool to meet those guys. Ron Brown, he's so animated and so like like, holy shit, slow down. Like even me is like, holy crap, I can't keep up.
Yeah, like I said, everybody's different. Like I fly drones, but man, I work 60, 70 hours a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I got other stuff going on. Besides, in fact, drones are a very small part of my life in general.
Yeah.
Quite frankly. Very small.
Oh, we got Jim Beauchart in the chat. Oh, and by the way, Jim had a birthday on the 1st.
He did not.
Oh, he's born on April Fool's Day. Stop it. Stop it.
That's what Facebook says.
Yep.
Makes a lot of sense.
Wow.
So, yeah, it explains a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And Hazel the Hedgehog sang him happy birthday.
Oh.
Aww.
Yeah.
How sweet. I'm sure it made it all that much more special.
Yeah. Every birthday that pops up on Facebook, I just type in the same message. You're old.
Is that what you do? Even babies? How about them drones?
My nephews that are in their 20s, you're old.
Okay. Cool. So everybody's heard, I'm sure, that the Mavic 4 looks like it's going to be delayed.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Well, they're trying to get more stock in the country, is what I'm hearing. So
I'm still not seeing like, oh my God, features to switch over. I have the Air 3S, Lon. I know you hate the Air 3S, but I have no.
I like the Air 3S. I hate the controller. I hate the Air 3S. I hate the controller.
I don't see anything that's, oh my God, I have to go get the new Mavic 4 yet. But again, we're not seeing all features. We're just seeing the leaks.
Yeah, there's a couple things, but no, I wanted optical zoom really bad. When they were on the group call with DJI, I'm like in the background, tell them optical zoom, tell them. Because they're like, what features would you like to see? And I'm like, tell them optical zoom, Billy, tell them optical zoom. Optical.
Well, optical. Everybody's got a boner about the ND filter. I'm like, learn how to use them, and you won't need that.
No.
My phone has an electronic ND filter. Big deal.
Not even an ND, not electronic. I've shot video for years, and having a video camera with an internal ND filter, it is such a game. It's so much better.
Mm-hmm.
Like my Canon C300 over here has an internal ND filter, and for running and gunning, if you have time to set up your shots, that's great. Grab your SLR and swap out your ND filters. But if you are in a rapid change situation, having that internal is
In my opinion,
vital.
these the consumer camera drones, the Mavics, I can understand having an ND filter on these FPV drones, right? I understand the motion blur and understand why it's needed there, but I don't understand the camera drone stuff on why people want the ND filters, because everything I do is raw, and then I edit it and post. Why would I need an ND filter?
Are you shooting video?
No, not with the Mavics. No.
There you go.
Why would
Well,
you? No
then.
offense.
I shoot video for a living.
Yeah, I shoot video too. Well, to each their own, but I
agree,
understand
100%.
one part of your point I get, because most camera drones are flying high. So you'd really, an ND filter gets you to the 180 rule. And what's the point of the 180 rule if you're 200 feet high anyway? You know what I mean? Motion blur is not a thing. So who cares about motion blur, quite frankly, if you're 200 feet in the air anyway? I can't argue that point. You can get there with exposure and shutter speed. You know what I mean?
Yep.
For the most part. And
Yes.
Yeah, the
But-
R3S shipped with the NDs, you know.
But
And I've never put them on.
That's if you are flying that high.
Right.
What about me, who flies at about 50 feet chasing a car?
There you go. You have a use for it.
I have a use case for using an ND filter, but I know I can look at the what kind of environment I'm flying in, get the appropriate ND filter on there, and then I don't have to swap. I had the right ND filter on before I take off.
Right.
Yeah. But in my opinion, if you're chasing cars, the Mavic is the wrong drone. In my opinion, I'm not being, you know.
Oh, the Air 3S.
Even that, I mean, I don't.
Well,
think
because you can only get 40, 45
45
miles per hour max.
Yeah.
So that's kind of your problem. So chasing cars is probably the wrong.
I'm not chasing them at full speed down. Getting beauty shots for a car commercial for local.
Oh,
dealers.
okay. I'm thinking that you're at a racetrack following these fucking drifters.
No, you use the word chasing cars, and that makes it does.
Yeah, I did. But following a F-150 down a dirt road. Yeah.
Well, I've used. I mean, I'm sure some of you Art I know has. I do drone videos all the time with my Air 3S, following me with the Jeep, doing off-road stuff, and it does great. I mean, it 100% does great. But that's literally the only time I use video on the Air 3S.
Well,
rest of it's doing the AEB, sunset, whatever, sunset. Yeah.
See, I almost never think, when I put the drone up, I almost never think of grabbing stills.
Right. Me.
Really?
I'm a video guy.
I'm a video guy too. Fair. And I'll be honest with you, if you were looking for a reason to bump up to the Mavic 4, there it is. Because I will take 4/3 with a variable aperture and all of that for stills.
Oh no, I agree. Like I flew the Air 2S for years, and it was a great 1-inch, great camera. And then I thought by getting the Air 3S it was going to be this. Oh my God, this is amazing! It really wasn't. Like you've said before, Don. It really wasn't a jump.
No.
It's got great features, but it wasn't anything that was. Oh my God, this is awesome type thing. So that's what I'm waiting for. And if you say the 4 is going to have those kind of things, I might.
Well, then you're looking at, if it was me, I'd buy the Mavic 3 Enterprise, because then you have a mechanical shutter. If you are shooting, if your primary focus is photo, then I would go the Mavic 3 Enterprise because it has a mechanical shutter.
I didn't realize. I have the Matrice, which is not the same, but
no, the Mavic 3 Enterprise has a mechanical shutter. Or a Phantom 4, but that's old school, so I wouldn't bother with that.
That's where I started was Phantom 4 Pro.
Right. Yeah. If you're a photo guy, right, Don? Mechanical shutter is the way to go with if you're taking photos, right?
Somebody shared the DJI camera body the other night in Ray, one of the guys' live stream, everybody's got a hard on that thing, and I'm like, it doesn't look that interesting.
No,
But everybody sees the DJI name. Everybody's going, "Oh my God, this is going to be the next thing." No, I don't think it will be.
Oh, 100 megapixel through. Everybody thinks it's going to do that composite because it's going to. At my guess, right? The only sensor I can think of is a 25.2 Sony sensor 4/3 that came out, 25.2 megapixel that came out last year. So I'm guessing that's the sensor they're going to use, and I will use it with a quad there
on the camera or the 4.
On the 4, and on the 4, and then they're talking 100 megapixel stills. So I'm guessing they're going to quad bear it, although a lot of people are trying to say they're going to use composite, where they're going to take 4 pictures and blend them into one.
Yeah. And I think I think you mentioned that in another stream, Lon, that they're going to do that combined.
I would go quad. No, not me. I think it's going to be quad bear. I don't think. I don't think they're going to do that composite thing because number one, from what I hear, is iffy anyway. And you're on a moving drone or you're in a platform that they're stable. DJI drones are stable, but they're not that damn stable that you can take 4 pictures and be guaranteed that they're going to be. You're going to have to crop in.
That's right.
And then that
I've been doing since we got here. I've been throwing the Neo in everybody's hands to let them fly it because it's people think it's a piece of shit toy. It's really not. It's actually a very good drone for what it is for the $200 drone. And some of these people have discounted it, saying, "Well, I ain't buying that piece of shit, whatever." And I've been literally throwing it in people's hands, and I showed them. We went almost a mile away to the lighthouse yesterday in the Neo, and they're like, "I didn't know it did that well." I said, "Dude, it's the same brains as the Mini 4s and that. Just a shitty camera."
Yeah, but I've been saying this for a while now. What is it designed for?
Kids.
That so it works good for what it is designed to do. It's a great drone for what it's designed to do.
Exactly. For the price point and its use case and the design language, it's fine. It's fine.
Yep.
If you don't have a use case for it, it's a piece of junk.
People have been complaining about all these little tiny toy stupid drones that DJI has made. It's like, but they aren't made to. You're wanting to compare it to the top end. This is designed for vloggers. This is designed for kids. People are traveling.
And I don't use
pop something in the air.
I fly manual only with it, and I do use the RC2 with it as well. The RC2 I find is my favorite way to fly it, but I do fly it manual. I never have used the phone only, the Wi-Fi app to fly it. RC2 is one of my favorite remotes for it, but the FPV, it does very well for what it is. Again, I do have self-made drones. I do have a Mob 7. I do have another 6-inch regular DIY drone, and it does. It's nowhere near that, obviously. Fucking Florida, man. Everything looks the same.
Yeah. So anyway, the Mavic 4, it's going to appeal to some people and some people it won't. It's going to have a 0.5 terabyte of storage. That's something. Fast storage at that. It's going to have 1 terabyte of storage. It's going to have, LiDAR and, omnidirectional, obstacle avoidance. It's going to have 04 plus, which is going to get it like 20K, which will probably shake out to 10, but still. It's going to have, 45 to 50 minutes of flight time. It's going, it's probably going to do. It's going to do basically the same as the Articus. Probably going to pick up about 60 miles per hour, but it probably won't have to have a tailwind. It'll probably do.
Did you guys see Ray?
Tailwind.
Did you guys see Ray bought a 3 Pro?
Yes. Which whatever. Good for him.
It's so. I know.
$1,500.
It was so.
Yeah, $1,500.
My favorite thing was hearing him say the word "woot."
Woot. Yeah.
He couldn't. He never heard of it before, and it's so funny.
So to each their own. It's going to have a lot of features that I think a lot of people are going to want. I don't care about Ray's Mavic 3 Pro.
Sorry.
Okay. That's okay. No, the Mavic 4 is going to be. It's going to be. It's going to be. Appealing to some people and some people not. And hey, I want the new controllers. What I want. I want the new controllers.
That's what I was getting ready to ask. What do you guys think DJI is going to do next? Now, I mean, obviously we know they're coming on the Mavic 4. Do you think they're going to go back into the FPV world and try to reinvent the FPV, the potato? Do you think they're going to try to reinvent that one?
No, there's a lot of rumors about FPV 2, and maybe they'll make one. Who knows?
Yeah.
If they want me to buy one FPV drone from them, that's what's going to have to be, because I hate the Avatas. I've tried the Avatas. I'm not impressed.
Not my favorite.
They're too slow for me. They're too slow.
Yeah, I agree.
They're too slow, and they're just too, they're too prone to falling out of the sky if you try to do anything cool with them. Because if I'm going to fly an FPV drone like I fly a camera drone, then why have an FPV drone? That's the way I
had the potato, but it's one of those things that you crash it once, you're done. There's no, you're sending it back in to get fixed, right? Instead of these carbon drones that we fly, you can just change an arm, you're back up in the air in 5 minutes. Whereas the potato, it's very delicate. You crash, you're done for a while.
No, I personally, the freaking Air 3S will do 60 with a tailwind. The stupid Avata 2, I don't think will do 60. In manual.
You're probably right.
So what's the point?
Yeah.
And if you try to do a couple flips or a Matty flip or an inverted yaw spin, the goddamn thing will hit the deck half the time. What's the point? If you're just going to fly it around like a camera drone, just fly your camera drone.
I agree.
You get better footage.
That's fine.
You'll get better footage.
I brought that 6-inch 6S drone with me. I haven't flown it yet, and I hated bringing it here, being in the maiden flight here, because my luck could end up in the ocean.
Yeah, I don't know, Mark. Last I checked, the Mavic 4 Pro is going to have a half a gig of storage. So I think you got to buy the full pack to get the electronic ND filter. No, did I say half a gig? Sorry.
Yeah.
What's his nuts?
I'm like, that's not bragging.
No, half a terabyte. Half a terabyte. That's my bad. That's what.
The fuck are you blaming me for? I didn't do nothing.
No, drone shots. Corrected me. I said half a terabyte, and he said, "Oh, you mean 500 gigs?" And I'm just like, ugh.
Well, back to that electronic ND filter. To me, it's weird that they're even offering it not with, you're offering two versions, with and without.
Which tells me it's an actual.
Okay, yeah. There's different people have mentioned like they're going to be different versions.
I think it's an accessory that'll come with the creator pack. There's a lot of rumors going around, and I'm not 100%. It doesn't make any sense to offer three versions: the regular, the one with the ND filter and the half terabyte, and then the Cine. The Cine's going to have 2 terabytes of storage and yada yada.
Jesus
so
Christ.
That doesn't make any sense to me to offer 3 versions. I don't know why they do it, but they might. DJI does whatever the fuck they want. You know what I mean?
Well, they did that with what was it? The 3. They did the whole Cine and different whatever versions.
Yeah, but they broke them out in separate times, though. Oh, you mean the Cine? Yeah, they came out with the regular and the Cine. Then they came out with the creator and then they came out with the Pro, the Pro regular and Cine, and then they came out with Dom's favorite, the Classic.
And the Classic.
So they came out with 5 Mavic 3s.
I had that
the
one.
Enterprise versions.
I had the Classic and didn't understand why the fuck I bought that one and not the Pro.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was affordable for me or something. I don't remember.
The Classic is the way to go, in my opinion. I've never used a second camera on the Mavic 3. I never. Every once in a while, I would use it to scout, which is it was good for it. I hit it 7 times to scout around and go, and then go fly over there and film with the main camera. I never used the 7 times for video.
Well, that's like the Air 3S. The Air 3S, I very rarely use the zoom feature of that. To me, it diminishes the quality so much that it's not worthwhile for me.
Mm-hmm.
Others may find it useful. That's fine, but I don't.
Yeah, to each their own. That's why I wanted optical zoom. That's why I'm so against this 3-camera thing they're doing. I am so against it. I would rather just have optical zoom on the 4/3 and be done with it. I would even take just 2 times. 2 times or 3 times and be done.
If you look on the back side of your favorite iPhone that you have, you'll see, it has the stupid same shit.
Well, I know they're all doing it. They're all doing this silly shit.
I had to throw the Apple.
500 cameras and crap. Well, this is a Samsung, so I don't care.
Yeah.
Well,
I know,
on phones,
that's why I said I was joking. I know how much you hate Apple.
Oh, I don't hate Apple. I actually don't. I think they're an innovative company. They do what they do. They do it well.
Phones,
It's not my cup of
have
tea.
multiple cameras and merge because you're
$200
compressing that focal length from the regular focal length down to a pancake size focal length with the mirrors and stuff, and you can only get so much out of that, and you're not going to get any zooms and stuff.
Oh no, it's
right, because you're compressing that the actual focal length down. They're using mirrors and prisms to get that focal length to that smaller size instead of actually a real lens. I don't have a real lens.
I see what you're trying to say.
Your focal length is your midpoint of your lens between where the image crosses over, and that's the distance from your film plate normally, or your sensor. In order to pancake that down, they're using prisms to compress that down to a thin phone size. So you're not going to get your zoom because you have too much. You have too much waffling there, and so having multiple lenses and sensors makes sense, and then combine them electronically to give you a virtual zoom makes a lot of sense.
Right.
And
what is not better?
Holy shit! We found it. Sorry.
Congratulations.
But the same thing also happens on your drone. That camera is so small. You still have a little bit of
leeway
there, but
there you go, right there. Yep.
They didn't use the Mavic 2 zoom, my friend. It was only 2 times, but it still was it was a pure optical zoom.
Yeah, I would prefer a pure optical. Yeah,
I can see only why 2 or 3 times. I would take it.
I can see why they do it on the phone, and that technology on the phone is leaking over into other cameras because it is relatively functional on the phone. I mean, it works really well on the phone.
All right, kids, we made it. It was a pleasure to talk to everybody here except for Don. You guys having me on, but fuck you, Don. So we'll connect again. Thank you, guys.
All right, later. Right.
I got a cat.
Yeah. Oh boy, there you go. And is that Kenny calling you, lad?
Yes.
No, Mr. Bond. I expect you to die.
I can do the same thing. I've got one.
This is a vile beast.
Yeah.
Her name is
I've
Lucifer.
got one on my lap.
Lucifer. Okay.
Yeah, Lucifer.
And
the other one
is Lucy.
Yeah, the other one is named Mo, but she really should be called Constance. Constance pain in my ass.
And why?
We'll see. I'm sorry, you were saying something.
What do you mean? Have you?
Oh, they're lovable. They like attention.
Oh no, are you lovable?
Yes. Oh, look at. Oh.
If you don't, if you wait, she's gonna bite me in the face. She just tried to bite me in the face.
Probably wants something is what it boils down to. My experience with cats and pussy in general is they only come around when they want something.
It's been raining all day.
Yeah, Mark, it's gonna be Hasselblad. That's not even in question. It's gonna be Hasselblad based. It feels like the model number came out like the LS15. I forget. Anyway,
yeah,
it's gonna be a Hasselblad based camera for sure. The Mavic 4 is gonna be. So, yeah, a lot of people put money. You know what? If I would have got in early when it was $200, I'm not gonna lie, I probably would have ponied up for the V-Copter Mini. Yeah, where you can fly it upside down and shit. I still want to see somebody demo that. Fucking Aldrin had it. That's all I wanted him to do. That's all. Period. I wanted to see him fly that thing upside down. that was it. I just wanted to see it fly upside down and spin around. I might buy it just for that, because that would be kind of fun. I don't give a shit what the footage looks like or none of that. I would do it just for that. Fly it around upside down, and I don't know what else it does. Maybe it does loop-de-loops for all I know. But I'm like, that's interesting. I'm gonna give them that. You got to flip the props. I was right, because I watched the demo and the guy had to flip-flop the props and put a brace on the arms. I told you, cats, that's what they're going to have to do. They flip-flop the props and put a brace on the arms. Yep, because they did a little demo. 00 did a demo.
Okay, cool.
Yep. There's a kit, and you flip the props and you put a brace on the arms. I knew they're gonna have to do something for doing all that, force.
Yeah.
Just sudden.
Yep.
So that's pretty interesting. For $200.
Yeah,
with a controller.
Yeah.
And it said built-in battery, though. I don't know if that's a Chinese translation problem. On Indiegogo, it said built-in battery, but then the next thing was with spare batteries, and I'm like, so you're saying if you spend $200 or $250 now or whatever it is, you don't have a removable battery? I don't believe that. Why would they do that? It doesn't make any sense.
They mean,
included battery. What they were
Yeah.
trying to say, I think.
Yeah,
I think
the Air 3S came with a battery, and then if you got the Fly More, you got extra batteries.
More batteries, yeah. I think it was they meant to say included. I don't think they meant to say built in, because that threw me off. I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh. Which might be okay, because this is definitely a toy. I don't care what anybody says. They can rant and rave all they want. This is a fucking toy. It's like $200. Fly it around the yard, do some flippy doos and inverted yaw spins and shit. That'd be pretty cool. I'm on board for $200. But I'm still gonna wait to see if people get it. No offense against 00, but they have a history. They have a history, So I want to see if people actually get it, and how well does it fly out of the box. Or are they waiting 6 months for 15 firmware updates before the damn thing will even fly?
Right.
So we'll see. But
some of those FPV drones you can fly upside down. I've seen it done where what they do is they flip it, and then they just you do the reverse what you would do on your controller. Instead of going up, you're going down, because then it turns the props the other way to give you lift. So yeah. So that's interesting. So
it is, yeah. So I think it's interesting, and it's nice to see somebody else in the field. But all this hyperbole about their competition for DJI and this, that, and the other, and I'm just like,
right.
I'm like, stop it.
The tariffs will force them to build plants here in the United States to build drones here and hire.
And that's the plan.
Yeah.
They wanted to. That's the part that kicks my ass.
And they'll have a plant that'll be just a single warehouse where somebody will put a sticker on it, and they'll say that's assembling. Sticker assembling.
No, they tried to build an assembly plant here in the U.S. It's going to be in North Carolina, and the deal was all but done, and then the federal government put a kibosh on it. So,
okay.
Well, they put them on the entity list, and then DJI said, "Well, you know what I mean? Oh, let me just spend $1 billion to set up a plant, somewhere, so I can be on the entity list. So half the police departments in the country won't use our drones, because they can't make blue certified. You know what I mean? So that put a kibosh on that crap. I hope they fix it. I really do. And then the whole plan about having them built in Malaysia and sold under another name kind of went sideways. That little evil plan. That went sideways now. So it's kind of like, they're trying. They're not greasing the right palms, I guess.
Yeah.
Now Stephanie is staying in office, I hear. She's not going to be an ambassador because they're afraid her seat's in play. So they're going to have her run.
Yep, that's right.
But when is that election? Does anybody know? Is that soon?
No, I mean, since she's not leaving, she'll just serve out the rest of her term, and then next year will be the election. Yeah.
So it'll be next year. Okay, so the midterm.
Yeah.
Got you.
Midterm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if she runs that time, she wins. If I'm not mistaken, then she can jump out of her office, and then I think they get to put somebody in her place. Am I not mistaken? Or do they have another election? It feels like the governor gets to place them, right?
Yeah, I think each state it's a little different. Some states the party gets to pick the successor. Say a Republican wins that seat, will be replaced by another Republican. Some state it's appointed by the governor or the state legislature.
Okay, fair enough. The Art, look at that, Art. You know what? You're not just a pretty face, Art. You know, you got something going on there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's all very seriously interesting. I would like it just to be put a pin in it. You know what I mean? Because they've been playing this game for 7 or 8 years.
Yeah.
Every so often, accusing DJI of this, that, and the other. Then they clear themselves, or they get cleared, and then it kind of goes away for a year or two, and then they bring it back again, and then it goes away for a year or two, and they bring it back again. It's like, look, fellas, how about you just make a better drone here in the U.S.? Skydio tried it. If they would have put more the effort they put in to get DJI banned, if they would have put that into making a better drone, I'd be flying a Skydio right now. And I was 100% behind Skydio. I was
willing to pay a little bit extra for a Skydio.
Yep. I bought a Skydio. I was in 100 the first day. My $100 was out of my pocket so goddamn fast. You know what I mean? Because they had $100 deposit. I was in, all in. If they would have had a Skydio 3 or whatever with a decent transmitter and some better.
So Kenny's still trying to get me?
Yeah, Ken. He give me the play-by-play here.
Yeah.
Oh, he left. He's in Hudson. He's at Hudson's now. He said, "I'm out." He went to Hudson's. Unless it's an old picture, it better not be. He's trying to go. Yeah, but yeah. I forget what I was saying.
We weren't listening anyway.
Yeah, I was all about Skydio. I was all in.
Right.
You know what I mean? If they came up with a Skydio 3, or by now, it'd be like a Skydio 4, really.
Right.
And would have, a better camera. Well, the camera was it wasn't bad. Especially at that time frame, that camera wasn't bad. It had room for improvement, certainly, but it wasn't horrible. They had all the GoPro people in there doing the color science and stuff. It wasn't bad. And it flew reasonably well. The only thing I hated about it was you made suggestions to the Skydio. You didn't actually fly it. You told it, I want to go right. And the Skydio said,
It felt like you were flying with mittens.
Yeah. It kind of went, let me think about that for a minute. Okay, we'll kind of go right. Maybe I'll think about it. Let's kind of, okay. I'll do something that resembles going right, but kind of. You know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah, I get you. I know what you're after. I'll do something like that.
Yeah, I'll do something like that.
It's
like having a cat versus a dog. You tell the dog to go sit, bam, sit. Tell the cat to go sit. The cat looks at you like, at some point I will sit.
We don't have A1 steak sauce here, but I'll whip something up in the kitchen for you that'll be kind of close.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I know you want macaroni and cheese, but how about
you know what? I'm gonna whip goulash. You up. I'm gonna whip you up. It's macaroni and cheese, but it's my own personal take on it. It's a fusion.
Yeah. And it won't have any macaroni, it won't have any cheese. But
I ate at a place in, I want to say it was Arcata, California.
Ooh, I used to live in Arcata.
Did you?
Outside of LA, right? Monrovia, Arcata. I lived in Monrovia. Yeah. Well, I lived in Monrovia. So
okay.
And Arcata in Duarte or like boop, boop, boop. Arcadia, Duarte.
Not Arcadia, Arcata.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, it's further north.
My mistake.
But it was a hippie place, and they had pork and beans on their menu.
Gary.
You want to know what pork and beans are?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
No, you don't. On this menu, they had pork and beans, and it was what was it? Korean style short ribs and green beans.
Oh, it was pork and beans.
You want mac and cheese? Yeah,
Close
it's going to
enough.
have apples on it, and I don't remember what kind of cheese it was. I think it might have been some sort of like a. It was some weird.
Like a
Yeah,
Gouda?
so it was
a
Macintosh
stinky.
apples.
It was a stinky cheese. A
and
stinkier
Gouda or
cheese. But
something.
I liked it, but my nephew was wanting macaroni and cheese, and
Right.
he would not touch it.
They thought they were being cute, and some people probably were cool with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I liked the food,
Hmm.
but for people who are not
Picky.
people who
Specific?
people who are not picky have a lot more fun in
Persnickety.
life.
Persnickety is the word.
Yeah.
Persnickety. Oh, I don't know. If I order a steak, I expect the steak to show up, not a chunk of wood that's been
A steak.
or something. Yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want what I want when I'm buying. I mean, when you're gonna give me food for free, I'm not picky. Show up with an apple with some cheese on it.
They described it on the menu. The name of the dish, and then they described it down below.
Yeah.
So you knew what you were getting.
Yeah, I know. I'm joking. Mostly, I figured that too. If you're a kid, you don't catch that.
No.
Yeah.
But the only thing he looked like that he would be able to eat would be the macaroni and cheese, and it showed up, and he took one bite, and it was not Kraft macaroni and cheese, and he didn't want it.
Nope. That's right.
Dustin.
This is the cheesiest, I'll have you know. The cheesiest.
Yeah. Oh.
Toffee.
And the cat's got to go.
Cat's
and
driving.
pussy ejected.
Out the floor. There you go. He's definitely not a cat person. That would
I'm not a cat person
pitch
at
that
all.
cat over my head. I wouldn't do that to her. Now I'm just looking at the stock market thinking, man.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you. I know a lot of people are freaking out about the stock market, but
I'm thinking about putting money in.
yeah, now's the time to buy.
Yeah.
Fools.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm
My
looking at
next.
my interest account. It's got like $200,000 in it, and I'm like, maybe
I'm
I'll buy some stock. Maybe I'll buy some Tesla stock. Not that I don't even like Tesla that much, but because their stock has come down so much in the last few weeks,
it is dropped
Now
and dropped
it's
and
time to
dropped
buy.
and dropped. Now,
what's it at now? What,
Question is-
180? Was it at 180?
what was that? I was just
You
looking
got a
at it.
computer up.
Yeah, I was just looking at it a minute ago.
Because anyone that's stupid enough to think that Tesla stock won't go back up is out of their damn mind.
Yeah.
This too shall pass. And there was a time when Dodge stock was like $3 a share, and I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah,
There was
Tesla
a minute there
is
when they
down to $239 right now.
it's still 239. Geez,
Actually, 235 after hours.
that's hardly down. I wanted to get down to about $100. That's where I'm at.
Well,
I'm gonna put in a buy at $100.
I mean, you look back.
Oh yeah, it was up to
We're
$400 or $500
approaching
a share at one
what
point,
it was.
right?
What? 2 years ago.
Hmm.
It's approaching. It's approaching.
Who's over there passing gas over there?
Not me.
Art?
Right, Art.
Is it Art?
I'm guessing it's looking like it's getting close to the floor.
Mhm.
Yeah. Maybe I'll put in a buy at 200.
It'll probably come back. It'll probably hit around 200. And but I don't know. This backlash against them, this political backlash, I don't know how far that will actually impact.
Well, it's going to have an immediate impact, but the long term, on the long term, you can gnash your teeth and stomp your feet. But if you want an electric car,
Yeah.
Same thing with DJI. All these people that hate DJI. Fucking DJI, I hate them. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see you, because I used to hate DJI, and I went through Unique. I went through GoPro. I went through Autel.
Autel.
Yep. I tried
Parrot.
like 4 different other brands, and guess
Parrot.
what? Oh, and Parrot. Yeah, I had a Parrot. Yep.
Yeah.
I had the 3DR Solo. I had the 3DR Solo. Yeah.
Mhm.
And guess what? I ended up with the
That was when
DJI.
you were buds with Dan.
Yeah, that's back in the day. That's way back in the day. That's a whole nother life, basically.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, man. And yeah. So, you know, it's the best. They're the best. There's just no. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
How come I'm not in Florida? Billy decided he didn't want to go. So he called me yesterday morning. Well, yesterday early afternoon, decided he didn't want to go. I'm like, ooh, if I didn't love you, like, ooh. Because I'm like, you gotta be kidding. Dude, no, I can't cancel my plane tickets. But luckily I realized, oh yeah, that's right. I'm an elite member or whatnot. So I had to be on hold for like an hour to get a hold of somebody, but you know.
Yeah, NVIDIA is down big time too.
Yeah.
And that's another one. Everybody's gonna need graphics cards.
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah, I'm telling you, man. And they're getting ready to drop the 50 90 or 50 30 50 90, and yada
but
yada.
These tariffs have everybody spooked about these companies that with their supply chain over there. It's like
it's the same thing in the door industry, not to go off on the door industry. Who cares about that? But we have a similar issue where a lot of the openers and stuff are made in China. A lot of the components are made in China. Hell, some of the companies make their doors in China, Canada, Mexico, whatever. And they're looking at tariffs, and they're concerned about price hikes and this, that, and the other. And yeah, it is what it is.
I have a few $1,000s in my business account that I could.
You thinking about buying Tesla stock? It's a tough one, but like I said, Tesla's getting ready to drop another car, if I'm not mistaken. Is it the Model 2 or the model? I know the updated Model 3 is getting ready to drop, and then there's like a model. There's a $30,000 model they've been promising for like 3 years.
Tesla, probably not, but NVIDIA, Apple, any of these companies that are taking a hit because of the
tariff talk
storm.
Well, it's almost over for Apple because remember, I don't know if you heard this, but Apple's already pledged to build a factory in the U.S. And I'm pretty sure TMC has too, who supplies a lot of chips for NVIDIA. So if those two things happen, that'll pretty much shut all the electronics grumbling down to an extent anyway. It'll take it down to a dull roar. You know what I mean? If TMC breaks ground, I think that'll pretty much settle a lot of it, to be honest with you. You know, because the other half of that is Samsung, and Samsung's already a darling, so they're not in danger.
Maybe down here.
I don't think Samsung is on the list. I'm 99.9% certain that Korea is not on the list. I'm not 100%, but I don't think Korea is on the list at all, which is strange to me. But Don, where'd you go?
Where'd Dominic
go? I mentioned Korea, and he had to go. He goes, "You said Korea."
The cat knocked over.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So
I'm probably gonna take off here real quick because the grandkids and the kids are out of the house right now.
Oh.
So run around the house and naked.
No, but go up and enjoy the silence.
Silence.
We don't get it very often.
Yeah, those are decisions, my friend. I have silence every day. That's one good thing about living alone.
Me too. And then I go back to the factory and speaking of the factory, we used to have a big banner hung up. It had F-35 on one side, flying in the missing man formation, right at you. And on the other side, it says quality to bring them back home. They took down that banner yesterday because there was a security issue. And I'm like, what?
NVIDIA?
No,
his the factory where he works.
Where I work at. Yeah. Because we do DOD stuff. and I'm like, oh, what? Some wokester probably said, I feel uncomfortable with that banner with those jet fighters. But I don't know if it was that, but they got an email saying take down those banners. I'm like, what? I mean, this is like pride, Hey, we make something for the
What?
to protect.
Didn't you? Everybody told you're not allowed to be proud of anything, Art?
Oh yeah.
You're not allowed to achieve. You're not allowed to be proud. You're
Yep.
not allowed to,
Merit. You can't have merit. Yep.
Mhm.
Nope.
Mhm.
There's more
How dare
than
you?
two sexes,
Yeah. Oh my God, you went there. Did Dom come back or no? Because I know sometimes you don't
Oh
notice.
yeah, let me see. Yeah, he's waving his arms around. All right. There we
Good,
go.
Dominic-
yeah, my internet.
Well, if
My
Dominic's
internet
back,
is
I'm out.
poo today.
You're
Yeah.
out. Oh, good.
We're losing a
Bye-bye.
D and we got it in double D.
Huh? It's a very similar sounding names, Dom, Don. So now that
We lost
Dom's
one
back,
D and we got a new D.
well,
New D in the house.
yep.
Yep.
The double D show. Yeah.
Yep.
There we go. Gee, I thought I'd
Yeah.
never leave.
Now he needs to
that's
pop
when it
back in because that would be
started, Mark.
hilarious.
It started when I was
Oh,
on Murray's
There's King
earlier.
Kong again.
What is going on with this?
What? Yeah, okay. So, Dominic, what's going on in your neck of the woods? How's the weather?
We're slowly going into autumn. We can see the colours. We lose daylight saving in a couple of hours' time, and everything goes into hibernation for several months.
Okay. Yeah, here, well, it's been cold all day. We got up to a high of 38 degrees, and it's been snowing off and on all day, and it may snow some more tonight. Probably won't get more than maybe an inch. How many centimeters is an inch? I don't know. Probably a whole
2.5.
2.5
centimeters.
Okay. And so that'd be 20 millimeters?
25 mil.
25 mil. Okay. Okay. Cool. So, yeah. So here, well, I mean, this is typical Colorado weather in the spring. It can't decide, oh, I don't know if I want full spring or maybe a little bit of winter. I don't know. We can't figure it because last week we were in the upper 70s, and now next weekend we're going to be up in the 80s.
Yay.
Yeah. So I am ready for warm weather and go do some fishing. So, and business is slowing down at the company, so they're cutting us back to 1 hour of overtime. So I did 9s all this week, and I'm not working tomorrow. I just needed a break where I needed a regular weekend where I could relax and do some more packing for that day when I finally get into my little place. And here in this building, I think there's a couple more units that are vacant because they're doing some work up there. They're replacing doors, they're painting, they're tearing up carpet. It's like, wow. So I don't have my parking spot back because every time I come in, there's a couple trucks parked in my spot. So I did try that CBD sleepy gel tab last night at work, and it's by Blue Sky. Blue Sky CBD.
Ooh.
It's a local company. So what did Ken want?
It wasn't Ken, it was Johnny. He's wanted to know why I wasn't down there.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just surprised that our guys on our side would say shit that would just piss Billy off or make him rethink about uncomfortable down there. And it's like I would never get the vibe that any of our guys would vandalize somebody's car.
No, and I don't, but we don't, there's 100 and some people going, Art, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, but when people make blanket statements like, oh, all the people in our community fly safe, or all the people in our community would never do this or that. And I'm just like, I don't know, brother. You know, we got Ken Herons in this quote unquote community. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, I don't blame him. He didn't want to risk it. And then he's like, well, if I'm not taking my cyber beast, he goes, well, I'll fly down. And I'm like, oh, come on, man. It's like, if you don't want to go, he goes, I'll go if you really want. I go, no, I'm not going to drag you down.
Yeah.
He goes, well, I'm not going to spend any time there. We're going to go and we're leaving. And I go, okay. I go, well, then, we'll just go some other time, man, and just take the pressure of this off of you.
Yeah.
We can go some other time. We're going to go to Lauderdale in May.
There you go.
Yeah, because he wanted to go to Miami anyway. So we're going to fly into Lauderdale and, do whatever we want to do. We'll have the new drone by then, and, we're going to play around with that. So, it's all good in the hood. It's not like, oh, my God, I've got to go to Florida or even the meetup. It's like I've never been. Oh, no, I've never seen these guys ever. No, of course, that's not true, right? Yeah. Hell, I just seen most of these guys just a few months ago in Vegas.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But yeah, it's a bummer to an extent. I mean, I'm not really that busted up about it, I'll be honest with you. I had a lot of shit to do at work anyway. So
well, I mean, you get out of the cold in Michigan and go down that warm sunny weather down there. That'd be a big plus for me.
Yeah, I can't discount that. Although it was like 70 something the other day here.
Yeah,
it was like 60 today. Now you got me looking. Hold on a second. I'm gonna look.
Yeah, it was in the 80s or near 80 last week, and then we got.
I'm not looking too good next week though. Back down to okay, I'm gonna be regretting this shit come Monday, Tuesday. They're supposed to be the 30s Monday and Tuesday, lows of 20s. And they're talking about snow again. I hope not.
Yeah, I've got.
No, they're talking about 2 inches of snow. Somebody's gonna be picking me up to take me to work because I put my summer tires on because I was gonna be gone anyway.
Okay.
I put my summer tires on
too.
Huh?
Did you put the summer air in them?
I did.
No,
I wanted to make sure I had summer air.
Summer air and summer not. Yeah.
Summer breeze.
Summer breeze makes me
makes you feel fine.
Yeah.
But then again, in another week or so, it'll be in the 60s, which.
Yep. And next weekend, it's going to be in the low 80s here. So.
Oh, wow. That's not bad. We're in the 60s here next weekend. So. Yeah, I got one more week of dealing. Maybe it'll probably come back again. You know how it is. Just when you think it's gone, just when you think it's over. One more snowstorm or one more flurry or one more cold snap.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
So how big is Grand Rapids?
You mean population wise?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see.
What, about 200,000?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Let's see. Grand Rapids, Michigan population.
Used to be the furniture capital of the Midwest. Yep.
200,000, 196. What did you look it up before you asked me?
No, yeah, 196. I just, because I used to live out that way, and when I first moved out there, Royal Oak, Michigan was 145,000. and then it dipped below 100,000 for a while. Now it's starting to build back up because it's kind of becoming the happening place. The young folk are moving back there, and they got a lot of nice old homes that are about 100 years old that are really nice. And then there's neighborhoods with we call them shit shacks.
Prefabs.
Well, no, they're they're like cracker bots. 800 square feet, maybe at the most. Two, maybe 3 bedrooms. Yeah.
I get a 3 bedrooms at 800 square feet. I got almost 2,000 square feet, and it's a 2-bedroom apartment. I got almost 2,000 square feet.
Well,
800 square feet with 2 bedrooms. That sounds like small bedrooms. That's what that sounds like.
Yeah.
That sounds like that sounds like what is that bed size? I can't think of it. Singles. Sounds like single beds. Maybe a queen. I get or full. Maybe a full size.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you get out in the away from the big population, you get older homes that were built in the 1800s, and they're some neat homes out there.
The greater Grand Rapids area is about 600,000. So
okay.
There's huge, but
there's some places in Michigan I wouldn't mind living in. Traverse City's a nice town. Up the coast there, like Charlevoix and Petoskey. Charlevoix, it's where the rich people live.
Yeah, there's also like Pentwater. Pentwater is a good place to live if you got a couple bucks in your pocket. It's not a bad place to live. Pentwater up there.
Right.
Yeah.
And over on the Huron side, you got Alpena. It's not a bad place. I've been there, and
I've been there. I haven't spent any time there. I've been there to do a job or something like that. I went there to get laid. Early days of the internet, it's on a chat room, and this girl was like, "Oh, you should come see me." And I'm like, "You know what? I'm not doing anything." Jumped in my car, drove all the way up there, and hey, she produced. Though I'll give her credit. She put out, jumped back in my car, and drove away. Never heard from her again. Early days of the internet, yo.
In the
Wild West.
Upper Peninsula, Marquette is a nice town. If you want to be down by Green Bay, you could go to Escanaba. Yeah. Escanaba, been there.
Never been there.
Let's see. And there's a few towns on the Lake Michigan side, like Ludington and Manistee.
Holland.
That's
Egan. Horrific. Look at Benton Harbor, Battle Creek.
Yeah. You might be down the hood.
In the hood, dog. What up?
Yeah.
Oh,
hey, we're almost to Gary. Yeah,
I used to live in Gary. So
I'm sorry.
Hey, man. That's where we first lived, just outside of Gary when we got here when my dad cycled out and we came back here. He was in the Air Force. So he was at the base just out of Chicago. And we lived just outside of Gary in Knox, Indiana, of all things. Knox, Indiana. It was like a rinky-dink little town. So, but anyway, how's it going, Dom?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Have you seen any new cricket matches or Australian football matches or anything like that?
Yeah. We had a couple. We have them on Thursday night, last night. We've got a couple coming up today, this afternoon. One in about an hour and a half. Couple tonight and a couple tomorrow.
What's the big difference between Australian football and American football? Less protection and smaller field?
Yeah. Well, bigger field, yeah.
Oh, bigger field. So it's longer than 100 yards?
Bigger, yeah.
It's more than 100 yards?
Oval. Ours is oval.
And we're not talking about rugby or soccer, are we?
No.
Really?
Australian rules football. It's round. There'll be some NFL played at our Melbourne Cricket Ground next year.
Mm.
And
so it's not linear. So it's a linear field, though, right?
No, ours is round, an oval.
You don't run around a circle, do you?
No. We play in that circle, and we've got specific lines on the circle in that area, and we run. We move the ball from one end to the other.
There ain't no ends on the circle.
Set plays. It just it's a simple game, but it's a complex game at the same time.
Well, it sounds. So you don't just go in a straight line. You don't just drive the ball up the field and you score. No.
No. What happens is the ball gets bounced in the middle of the ground. Two ruckmen, which are the two tallest players on the ground, go up and try and tap it to the respective players around them. Now,
like a basketball jump.
Yeah, it's almost like basketball tip off. And then what'll happen is you get the ball and you kick it 15 meters. Now, once you kick it to a player,
that sounds like rugby.
No, it isn't, because it's all go. There's no set plays. There's no scrum.
There's no scrum or any of that stuff. It just sounds like rugby a little bit.
Yeah, there are a few things. If a player is in dispute, there'll be like a bit of a stacks on, and then they throw it up again, and you got the two ruckmen tapping. But if you get the ball, you can run, but every 15 meters you have to bounce the ball. You can run as far as you can, but you're only allowed to take 15 steps before each bounce.
Is this an oval ball, like a football, or is it a round ball like a basketball? Okay.
No, it's a football. It's similar to, it doesn't have it's not as pointy as the...
Pointy. It's more
like a rugby ball then.
But it's
Mm-hmm.
So wait a minute, so you got to bounce it, and then if you bounce it and you grab it again, can you continue running?
Yep, another 15. Yep.
So you got to dribble.
Effectively, yeah.
Are you absolutely certain that you don't have to throw it in a hole on the other side?
No, you can't throw it.
Are you sure?
You can only kick. You can only kick. You can, but you've got a handball. You've got to transfer between two players. You've got to put the ball there and handball it from the corner.
Oh. So every 15 steps, you could pass it off to one of your mates.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a lateral pass, like
no, you can go forward.
You can
kick forward.
You can pass it like a quarterback. So is there a quarterback?
You're not allowed to throw it. Can't throw.
So you got to underhand it?
Yeah, you've got to basically put the ball in your hand and then push the ball into the...
so it's like a pass in a relay race.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a handoff.
The only way you score is you kick it through the two big sticks.
Oh, the only way to score is kick it through the goal.
The only way to score a goal is it has to be kicked through.
From how far away?
Basically as far as you can kick it. I've seen it being kicked 60 yards.
So is there a cross beam too, or is it just
no? There's only two small ones and two big ones.
So can it roll through the goal, or does it have to fly through the goal?
No, okay. As long as it's been kicked off a boot from your team, it can bounce through a goal.
Mm-hmm.
This must be like triple-digit scoring. It sounds like to me. The game yesterday ended up at 123 versus 120. The Rough Riders beat the Rough Riders.
Yeah, there was a game last week, 161 to 100.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like it. It sounds like it's super easy scoring, especially if you're a really good kicker.
Yeah. Generally, because we play in meters, generally players
that makes sense.
will kick from about 50.
So is it out of bounds?
Yeah.
Is there not out of bounds?
If it goes through the two big sticks, it's a goal. If it goes through the two small sticks, it's one behind or a point. If you kick and you go over the boundary line and it hasn't touched anything, it's out in the fault and the opposition gets a free kick and the ball back.
Well, there's no passing, so I'm worried about it going out of bounds. But is there tackling?
Yep.
Okay, so you can tackle. Okay.
And tackle.
So what happens when you tackle somebody?
If you tackle someone and they don't handball it, you get a free kick. It's not rugby, Ed. It's not rugby.
So wait a minute now. Who gets a free kick? The guy that had the ball to begin with, or the guy that made the tackle?
Yeah, the person that makes the tackle gets the free kick. If he has prior opportunity to handball the ball off, if he has no prior opportunity and he's tackled, it's a ball up.
So when you get tackled, the guy that tackled you, the ref calls beep, and the ball, you get the ball and you get to kick it.
Yeah.
From where? From right where you tackled them?
From where it happened.
Okay.
From right where it happened.
Okay, so there's a lot of turnovers, it sounds like. It sounds like there'd be quite a few turnovers.
They can be, yeah. Yeah, they can be.
You got 11 people focused on your ass, and you can't throw the ball.
There's 18 people, There's 18 people on the ground.
So 9 and 9?
There's 18 of each team. So it's 36.
So it's 36
on the
people on
36 plus 4 umpires. We call them umpires, not refs.
Got you.
And then there's 2 goal umpires as well. So in turn, in the whole ground, there are 8 umpires.
Is there off the ball play? I mean, can you tackle somebody that doesn't have the ball?
Yeah. If it's off the ball and the ball is not within 5 meters, you get it.
I can just randomly tackle this other guy if we're on the other side of the field.
No, that's a free
That's what I
kick.
mean. Is there off the ball play? You know what I mean? Like the guy's going after your guy. Can you tackle him and stop him from getting your guy?
You only if the ball is within 5 meters of that player.
So there's blocking.
But if you infringe on him, it's a free kick.
So wait a minute. Could you do a play where you got like 5 guys running down the field and blocking for the guy with the ball, and then
as I said,
randomly hand it off to each other?
But you can't block him if he's in the play.
Is there offsides or anything like that? Probably not.
No, there's no offside. We don't have an offside.
Can all 18 players on the other team go after the guy with the ball, or are there zones? Is there zones like hockey?
But the trouble is, if you leave your man and you try and tackle him, and he gets the ball off, the next man is free because your man is not there. So
but he can only run 15 steps. Big deal.
Yeah, I can run 15 steps, bounce it, and then he handballs it off to the next man. Now, if the next man has got if he's got the break,
right,
and you've got 3 men all over the place, he's just going to kick it to him, and then further down the field, there's going to be someone with a lot of free space.
Oh no, I recognize that. I was just wondering. Well, not if you tackle the guy. If you put enough people on him, they'll probably get tackled.
If your guys are all up the ground trying to tackle this guy with the ball and he gets it off,
right?
They get the break.
Yeah, I guess so. I'd have to see it. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah. It's easily done. You just go on YouTube and type is what if.
Right. So there's no offsides. So because there's no plays, right? Is there any plays? Do they like organize play?
Basically what happens is if there's a ball up, you just tap it to your respective player and then you just kick it on to try and find your other man.
So there's no plays. You know, like in football, there's a whole bunch of, okay, we're going to center right button hook to the, you know what I mean? To the, secondary, wide receiver.
No, because each player, the game plan is built into each player, and they practice that game plan at the end of each quarter.
So there's no real
Because
surprise.
what'll happen is you'll get a huddle out on the ground at quarter time. You get a huddle out on the ground. You got a guy with all the, one guy comes out with all these magnets, and they put the magnets in, and they put the magnets on, because each part of the ground, there are 6 in one area, 6 in the middle, and 6 at the back, and they can move.
So they do have to play their zone. You do play a zone.
They only play their zones when the ball is bounced after a goal, and then after that, they can pretty much move wherever they want.
Okay, but they have to be in their zones during the bounce. Otherwise, they're offsides or something. Like in hockey, it's called icing. You have to be. And in soccer, it's called, is it offsides in soccer? I forget.
I think
the guys that are in the backfield can't be all the way at the other team's goal.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
During the game, they can be anywhere. You can have 18 men all in one area if you want.
Okay.
The trouble is, if you go forward and you got no one forward of the ball, you're just going to have to kick to each other until players run out that way.
Right.
As I said, it's easier if you just go to YouTube and type is what is AFL. Right. And there are many different
videos,
avenues to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they have on YouTube. It's videos.
Oh, that's
videos of AFL.
Yeah.
They have. I'm gonna go watch some videos of the lingerie football league. I think.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
I had a girlfriend once that was offered a position on that. She was like 5'11". She's really tall. She did CrossFit. So she's like 34 double D's too. She was like really fit, and they offered her a job, but she was a RN. She's like, I get it. You can make it's extra money because they only play 10 games a year or some shit like that.
Right.
It wasn't a lot of games, but she's like, nah, I'm not interested.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not interested in flaunting myself. Every time you see her, she's wearing a skin tight dress or a mini skirt, and she's constantly showing off the girls. I'm like, whatever. You don't want to flaunt yourself, huh? Okay. Okay, I don't flaunt.
Yeah.
You're at the gym wearing next to nothing. I'm like, flaunt. All right. Okay, whatever. That's super duper interesting. It sounds crazy. Because there's no like offense defense. Are there quarters? Do you play like for 15 minutes and then you get a break or something, Dom?
You do.
Also, there's quarters.
Basically, it's every quarters of 24. It's broken up into quarters. It's 25 minutes each plus injury time, or we call it time on. So if there's a stoppage or there's a play outside that, the umpire will call time on, and then that's added.
And then I assume they can substitute players at any time, or do they have to wait until there's time on?
They're called rotations, and you're only allowed to rotate a player 90 times during the whole game.
So, but you got 90 of them. Do you have timeouts? Do you get timeouts like American football where you can call it timeout?
There's no timeouts.
No timeouts.
No timeouts.
Okay.
No, each quarter, and when each quarter ends, that's when you make your decisions.
What's up, Jim? That's very interesting.
Hey, Jim.
Actually, that's it sounds frenetic, though. It sounds like there's a whole bunch of crap going on. Yeah, it just sounds like a whole bunch of crap going on. For 15 minutes straight,
especially
basically.
Especially when you got two teams that are near the top of their game, it does become really frantic.
Right. It's just all like, for 15 minutes straight.
Pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
About a mark? What's a mark?
Mark is Mark has watched a little bit of the AFL because I put him
He said,
onto
explain to him about a mark. He said, explain what a mark is.
Yeah, basically, when you kick it to another player and they take it above their head, that is a mark, and then the player has to stop until he plays on. And you've only got 30 seconds to stand with that ball, and then the umpire will say play on and you can be tackled. But if you're not, if the umpire has called time on, you've got to wait for the umpire to say it, because that's a mark, and then he can kick it or handball it to the next player.
So you catch it up high.
Yeah.
And then the ump calls
it's a mark
or whatever. And then you have to you have to stay in there for 30 seconds, and nobody can touch you for 30 seconds.
No, for 30 seconds, and then the umpire just waves play on.
And you can't run either. You can't do nothing.
Oh, you can play on, yeah. You can run.
Oh, so he caught the star in Sonic the Hedgehog or whatever.
Yeah,
he gets to run unmolested for 30 seconds.
Yeah. But if he decides to play on by moving, then the player, it's play on, and the player is allowed to tackle
him. Otherwise, so if he stands there, he's got.
If he goes off the line, there's an imaginary line where he's standing. Now, if he goes off that imaginary line, it's play on.
So he can stand there for 30 seconds if he wants to catch his breath or whatever.
He can stand there for 30 seconds.
He can take a 30-second break if he wants
to. And then the umpire will say, play on.
or I assume he could kick it.
He can kick it, he can handball it, or he can move off that line and try and run past him.
Or he can just stand there.
Yeah.
I wonder if that should prevent, because there's a lot of injuries where people go up in the air to catch a football and they get creamed. And they get hit in the side or whatever. So spinal injury, back injuries, whatever, they get creamed while they're up in the air and defenseless. So I wonder if that's why that rule, the over the head rule.
Well, basically what happens is if anybody comes down heavily, the doctor will come out, check them out, and if they find any symptoms of concussion, they'll just basically take them off. And if they've gone into the concussion protocol, they're not allowed to play for 12 days.
Right.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, they got the same thing in American football. They have.
Oh, really? When did that start?
Oh God, a couple years ago, I think.
Oh,
it's been 3 or 4 years since we're done.
Concussion protocol, where if a player gets injured and they find out he has concussion, he's out for the rest of the game, and he can't come back for at least one game. He's out one game, maybe two.
Yeah. Generally
Yeah.
they miss, as I said, it's usually 12 days. So generally they can miss up to 2 matches.
Got you. So they make the determination right on the field, I assume.
They make the determination. Yeah. They come off the field. They can't play for the rest of the game. And then they make that determination after the game.
Oh, fair enough. So they don't make it like on the spot. Okay.
They generally just come off and say you're done for the day.
Well, you guys don't wear helmets, do you?
No.
Yeah. So
we have helmets and no helmets and probably other than a shin guard or a knee pad, not knee pads, just
side pads.
No, not even that. Just a bit of tape. A bit of elastoplast tape over things.
Oh.
They just tape them up and they're ready to go.
Yeah, well, you know what? There's been a theory for years that American football, the equipment actually causes injuries because it's like you're like carrying full armor and you're slamming into another person. If you hit them in a place where they don't have armor, you know what I mean? Like your helmet hits them in the belly or the spine or the, or the hip or the knee or whatever, that's what causes injuries. A human body against a human body is less likely to cause damage than someone wearing armor and hitting a human body. You know what I mean?
Mm.
That's the theory anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You get hit a lot harder when you got, protection. Like I can dig a shoulder in you wearing protection without any concern because I got, this much protection on my shoulder, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm hitting you with my bare shoulder, I probably won't hit you as hard. You know what I mean? And there's not as much area either because those shoulder pads, go way out here. They go way out here. I only got this little area here to hit you with my standard, my regular shoulder,
Right.
So, and the helmet too, lots of people have been nailed with helmets over the years.
Oh yeah, they've got rules.
Yeah, no spearing, but
no spearing, no head, tackle. Yeah. The chop block, can't do that anymore. And oh yeah.
No, it sucks. I'm just kidding.
And roughing the quarterback, you can't just pick him up and slam him in the ground like what happened with Jim McMahon back in the day, where he was the hot quarterback, and then one day I think he was with the Eagles then, and he got tackled, and they just slammed him into the ground right on his shoulder.
Yeah, that's a spear tackle. We'd call that a spear tackle over here.
Yeah, so that ended his career after that, and then sadly died of dementia. Yep, because he took.
Well, I gotta tell you, Bobby, when they pick you up and slam you in the ground, let me get the chart.
Yeah.
Let me get the telestrator. I was here, and then he went over here. But that's too bad. How did he die of dementia, though?
Well,
Alzheimer's? Did he die of Alzheimer's?
Alzheimer's.
Okay. Because dementia is a symptom of Alzheimer's. Am I not correct?
I think they are related. It's like CTE.
Yeah. But
I don't know how dementia will kill you unless you walk out into traffic or something, right?
Right. No, but it's a brain debilitation to where over time it slowly starts dying off, just like it's very similar to Alzheimer's, but it's a little different.
Oh, fair enough, man. That's interesting. Are they still doing his game? I don't even remember if they're doing his game anymore. I never really played it.
Oh,
Madden.
Madden. Yeah,
Madden 2025 or whatever.
Oh God, they probably have somebody else doing it now. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if there's money to be made.
Yeah, So
1 minute, 1 minute warning.
Yeah,
1 minute.
1 minute warning. Yep. So since we're down to 3 and we don't have a whole lot of people watching tonight, everybody's
they're
down.
all busy. They're at the drone meetup or whatever.
Yep, at the drone. They're at States. They're either playing pool, or they're bowling, or they may be back at the hotel. Just
a lot of them are back at the hotel. Johnny told me they were back at the hotel already.
Okay. Yeah. So you think I should do a show tomorrow night?
That'd be hilarious during Bill's. I don't know if Bill's going to do a show or not. He didn't really say.
He will. I think he'll probably be busy with the meetup, and he'll probably.
If it's anything like last year, he'll probably just set up a stream around sunrise.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see, because I'll be honest with you. Well, Johnny's going live on Sunday morning. From the hotel lobby. But these guys, we got to remember who we're dealing with here. We're dealing with a bunch of old men, fellas. 8 o'clock. Half these guys are going to be long gone from wherever they were.
It's time for Golden Girls. I gotta go watch Golden Girls.
It's time for Matlock.
Yeah, Matlock.
Matlock's on. Murder, She Wrote.
Matlock, not the one with Captain.
Yeah, you are correct, Mike.
Yeah.
And
right.
About 8 o'clock.
Heaven forbid we've gone a minute late.
Oh my. Well, everybody in the chat, thanks for coming and thanks for putting up with us. And hey, we covered tariffs quite a bit. I think we stayed on point for quite a bit for
You did really well, Art. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you. So, everybody have a great weekend. Watch Bill's live stream tomorrow morning at the meetup. And take care and God bless. See ya.
Aw.